everybody. Welcome to week 10 of Unleash the Power of Your Extraordinary Life. So tonight is the last week, and I'm hoping to leave you with some motivation and some inspiration to get things done. But before we get to that, let's just start as we always do. What are the 4 pillars of success? Read with me. Knowledge creates awareness. Awareness enables clarity. Clarity fuels action, and action will change your life. Okay, so we now know that it is what is on the inside of us that determines whether you'll have an extraordinary life or not. Yes? And we know that we have full control over what's on the inside of us. We don't have to wait for someone else. It's not in someone else's control. It's not someone else's problem. You have full control. You have the ability to create any life that you would love to live. And I hope that you will do that, and you are in the process of doing that. So we know that it's the 5 ingredients that determine more than 80% of whether you're living an ordinary or an extraordinary life. And what are they? Number 1 is mind. Number 2, emotions. Number 3, body. 4, spirit. 5, time, life. Yes? Excellent. So tonight we've spoken about the mind in our first couple of weeks, then we moved on to the emotions, we've dealt with the body. Spirit you can read all about in my book, and tonight we're going to speak about your life, the best one, your life. And do you remember what is the unit that your life is measured in? Time, yes, give the answer away. So tonight I really want to speak about how you can take full advantage of the time that you have available to you. How can you make the most of your time? Now let's have a look. Your life is measured in, governed, and bound by time. Your human experience has a specific ending and a specific beginning and a specific end. And of course, that's your death. Now, so here's everybody's life. There's beginning, and we're all somewhere on this line, and we don't know where that is going to be, right? We just don't know where that's going to be. But what we know is we had another day, and hopefully we'll have tomorrow. And so it's really important as you progress along this time that you take full advantage of your life. Full advantage of your life. Let me show you where it all fits in. So I'll draw a small little diamond at the bottom here. You're a spiritual being having a human experience with a mind, emotions, a body, and up here's time in your life. Does that make sense? So how does it fit in there? Here we are. We're talking about time tonight. So the unit that your life is measured in is time. And time is one of the resources available to you that you can never replace and never regain. Do you know that if you lose money, you can make more money? But once time is gone, it's gone. Yes? Can anyone with any amount of money buy yesterday back? No. Once it's spent, it is spent, and therefore it is one of your most valuable resources. And you need to take full advantage of your time. Now, in the very first session, I spoke about the 3 time truths. I said if time is the unit your life's measured in, we need to know what to do with our time, don't we? And so I'm going to quickly touch on them again as a reminder. So the first one is time management is a myth. There is, in fact, no such thing as time management because we just cannot manage time. It runs 60 seconds to a minute, 60 minutes to an hour, 24 hours to a day, 7 days a week, and so forth and so forth. And no amount of management is going to change that. But what you can do, and what time management really is managing yourself in the use of your time. And that's a really important concept to get. It is how you manage yourself, how disciplined you are in the time that you have. That's going to make a difference. So that's time truth number 1. Is time runs in a predictable and unchangeable pattern, and no amount of management is going to change that. So it is really about self-management. Time management equates to managing your own valuable resources, your energy, your attention, and your focus in relation to time. So time truth number 2 is As you recall, everything is not equal to every person. Some people are born with good sporting abilities, other people are not. Some people are born with great intelligence, other people are born with average intelligence. But the one thing that we all have equal amount of is 24 hours a day. And some people are able to manage themselves in the use of that 24 hours to just achieve amazing things. Other people just struggle to get out of bed. They get themselves out of bed in front of the TV. And that's it. Yes? Hopefully none of you are like that person. But that's really what it is. Everybody gets 24 hours a day. And you need to take advantage of your 24 hours. You have to manage yourself in the use of those 24 hours. And on to time truth number 3. And this is the important one. And this is what we're going to talk more about today. Some of the activities you engage in daily are not worth your time, while there are others that you should be incorporating into your daily routine, something that you're probably not doing at the moment. So I have 3 questions. Remember, questions is what we use to change our minds. Questions is what we use to get ourselves to get to the right answer for us. So I have the 3 most important questions that you should be asking in relation to time. And they are, number 1, what are you currently doing that is serving you well? So you should just continue to do. Secondly, what are you doing that you should stop doing? We're all doing stuff that really is not serving us. And thirdly, what are you not doing that you should start doing? Really, really important. Okay, so the most important question that you all should be asking yourself today is, am I gaining the optimum advantage from the use of my time? Or is there, in fact, a little room for improvement? Am I gaining optimum advantage from the use of my time? I would encourage you as your homework to sit down for 5 minutes and ask yourself that question. And if the question is no, then of course ask yourself the next 3 questions. Okay, so remember how I said I help people succeed, and I knew from the very start, I mentioned this in the very first session, that I knew that I would never feel like I was succeeding unless I was helping other people succeed. Do you remember me mentioning that? And so really I was looking for, what does it mean to succeed? What is the one little thing that you have to do or have to get or have to understand, or what is it that will make you successful? And I found this quote and it clicked for me, and the quote is, your success is found in your daily routine, which means success is available to some people? No, success is available to everyone, because we all have a daily routine. It just is a question of whether you have a successful one. And that quote is by John Maxwell. Your success is found in your daily routine. And here it is. If you want to get the results you desire in life, a better career, improved loving relationships, a wealthy lifestyle, you need to take action. Action. The word of the day is action. And why? It is because every action you perform holds great power, and this power accumulates over time, resulting in the outcome of your life. It is what you do every single day that results in what you achieve in life. And so over time, the actions that you take or that you do not take accumulates, and what you have today is the result of all the actions that you have or have not taken up to this point, right? So I want all of you to have an extraordinary life, meaning that you need to look at what you're going to do tomorrow to ensure that you get the results that you want in a month, and 6 months, and 12 months, and a year, and 2 years, and so forth. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Now I have this great poem, and I'll read it out to you. I am your constant companion. I am your greatest helper or your heaviest burden. I will push you onwards or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half of the things you do, you might as well turn over to me and I will do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed, but you must be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I will do it automatically. I am the servant of great people, and alas, the failure of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I have made failures. I am not a machine though. I work with the precision of a machine plus the intelligence of a person. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me and I will destroy you. Who am I? I am habit. I am daily routine. I am what you do every day. Now, most of what you do every day, are you consciously aware of it or not? No. You're basically just going through the motions without ever giving any conscious thought of what your day should look like. It amazes me that people will spend more time, money, and resources planning a vacation than they will ever spend planning their days. People think for weeks and plan for years and Google for this brilliant 2-week vacation somewhere. They never ever think about what they do every single day. And so I want to challenge you to take my time test. And what that means is for 2 weeks, writing down what it is that you actually do. Every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. You will be amazed at what you uncover about your own daily routine. And it's only when you do your time test that you're able to see where you are so that you can plan where you want to be and what you need to do to adjust your daily routine to where you want to go. Does that make sense? You have to take the time test. Is it going to take a little bit of extra time to write down every 50 minutes what you're doing? Yes. Will it be a great investment in the rest of your life? Absolutely. Guys, take the time test. And then you'll see that you have a daily routine and you'll uncover what you actually do with your time. And then you'll say, okay, now I know what I'm doing now. And then I'll say, what should you have in your ideal routine? Good question. What does an ideal routine look like? So I'll show you. Your best results will be achieved when you do the right activity, meaning the activity that will produce the results that you are hoping for, at the right time, well, consistently over time. Those 4 things. Doing the right thing at the right time, well, consistently over time. I use these phrases with my clients all the time because it's all what I found is people start doing the right thing and then it produces the result they want and they stop. For some unknown reason, then they cease to do what they're meant to be doing. And so every week I say, do the right thing at the right time, consistently over time. Get your team, get your people, get your class to do the right thing at the right time. But you need to think about what the right activity is, because that isn't something that just comes naturally, is it? We have to think consciously and work it out. But I will give you some clues as to what you should be including in your daily routine or in your habit, in your activities. So here we go. 22 activities you should include in your daily routine or your ideal routine. Now, of course, there'll be some things that you have to do that relate to your work, your life, your relationships. These are generic that I've found people who do these things succeed. Number 1, review your Extraordinary Life folder first thing in the morning. What is an Extraordinary Life folder? A folder that you create with all your personal power statements, with your goals, with pictures and poems and things that inspire you. I have one, and I can honestly say that more than anything, my Extraordinary Life folder has contributed to my success. Now, on this point, okay, I'll get to that a bit later. Secondly, read from an inspirational book daily. Thirdly, meditate and pray. Number 4, review and visualize your goals. Proclaim your personal power statements, reprogramming your mind for success. Now you can incorporate 1 to 5 just in your Extraordinary Life folder. You can have 15 minutes a day in the morning and you can cover 1 to 5. All of this is in the book, by the way, so you will be getting this. If I go quick, don't worry, you'll get all of this information. Number 6, practice visualization. Remember how through visualization we prepare ourselves to actually go through the ideal day, or even to go through difficult situations to be prepared. So that's really important. Keep a gratitude journal, because when you focus on what you have, do you also then grump and be grumpy about what you don't have? No, you can't do have and don't have at the same time. So focus on what you have. Focus on what makes you feel good. Be grateful. Exercise. Remember how I said 15 minutes a day, 6 days a week for the rest of your life. That's the goal. Get the exercise going. Eat well. Some of this we've covered before, so I'll go quickly. Engage in your life's work. And I am going to show you tonight what your life's work is. Contact a friend. Laugh out loud. Now, so I've skipped a few. Let's go to number 18. So when you get to the end of your day, you want to review how the day has gone. When I say end of your day, I mean end of your work day. So around 5, 6, 7 o'clock, depending on what time you finish work. You want to review how the day has gone. And then you want to plan for the next day. Why do you plan for tomorrow today? Because it gives your mind some time to work out what the best way is to do some things while you're sleeping. It's really a good idea to have your list of activities that you need to accomplish the next day written down the day before, and then gives your mind some opportunity to work on what you have to do while you're sleeping. Relax, spend time with the people you love, and sleep well. We know that sleeping well is so very important. So, your life is the direct result of your actions. Positive actions lead to a rich life. Negative actions lead to a lesser and rewarding life. Doing nothing will result in achieving nothing at all. So, it is my sincere desire that each and every one of you will do something different after attending my course. Please do something different. Let's quickly look at the laws that apply to what you do and the results that you achieve. The first one is the law of sowing and reaping. It actually applies to everything we do. So in the same way as you cannot get an harvest without planting stuff, we can't get a fire without putting kindle wood and lighting the whole thing. You have to do something before you get a fire. You have to do something before you can reap a harvest. That's the law of sowing and reaping. So what I worked out, let me show you this very, very briefly. It's really important. So you sow a thought, you reap an emotion, okay? You reap an emotion. You sow an emotion, you reap an action. Same action over time produces a routine. And that routine over time will produce the results of your life. So where does it start? In how thinking. Be disciplined in your thinking. Be disciplined in what you give your attention to. You sow a thought, you reap an emotion. You sow an emotion, you reap an action. Sow an action, reap a routine, and sow a routine and reap the outcome of your life. This is one of my favorite topics. Self-discipline is the key to success and to freedom. So often when I say to people self-discipline, they go, oh no, not the D word. Not the D word. Really, what self-discipline is, in my definition of it, is to do what you promise yourself you will do. I find it absolutely extraordinary that people will do more for other people than what they would do for themselves. If someone said to me, I'll meet you on the corner tomorrow at 5 o'clock, 95% of the time they'll actually be there. If they say to themselves, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'm going to be on the corner, I'm going to run from here to there, 95% of the time they won't make it to the corner. It is amazing. People, if you promise yourself something, do it. Because you don't want to get into a situation where you know that you're lying to yourself all the time. And even when you have the best intentions, we're getting to New Year, even if you have the best intentions, in the back of your mind, you know it doesn't matter what you say that you're going to do, you're just not going to get it done. So I really want to help you. I want to implore you to cultivate self-discipline. It is the realization and commitment that you can trust yourself to do what you tell or promise yourself. So in the initial stages in cultivating self-discipline, you have to almost pretend that you are not you. So when you promise yourself something, it's like promising your best friend. And if you won't let your best friend down, do not let yourself down. Everyone with me? Thirdly, your life is a process and a journey. I'm sure we all realize that. And so, is the day that you achieve your goal more important than all of the days that you work towards your goal? No. Is the day in which you get married and the day in which you have your 40th birthday and all the big days, are they more important than any other day? Absolutely not. But it's up to you to make every day special, to take advantage of every opportunity, to understand that your life is important and significant and you need to make it count. Not some days, not on big days, but every day. Every day is your life. So let's quickly deal with the 10 laws of achievement. These are important. If you want to achieve something significant, you want to keep these 10 laws in mind. Number 1, activity equals results. I mentioned that in the very first session. You can listen to me, I can create knowledge for you, we can create awareness, you can get clarity. If you fail to do something, nothing will change. Nothing will change. Will that mean that this course was a waste of time? No. But it will be a shame because you have an opportunity to change at least one thing. Do anything. Do something. Number 2, the results you achieve are directly linked to the 4 things. And I mentioned this: what you do, what you don't do, how you do your actions, the quality of the actions that you do, and when you do them. I want to quickly draw your attention to the last 2, the quality of your actions. It is, you do not have to do everything 100% perfectly. In fact, I see a lot of people not doing anything because they can't do it perfectly yet. Anything that's worth doing is doing badly in the beginning, until you work your way up to perfect. Or, well, the rule of thumb really is if you get 80% to perfection, you should take action. If you're ready 80%, if you have a plan 80%, if your product's ready 80%, go, you're ready. I know you can spend another couple of years working out the perfect thing. It's going to waste your time, and your timing will be off. Timing's really important as well. Ask yourself, when is the best time? And I recently heard this thing, I think I read it. The best time was a couple of years ago. The best time was a couple of years ago, and the second best time is now. If you haven't done it yet, just do it now. Get on and do it. Number 3, you can get whatever you want if you are prepared to do whatever it takes. And again, this is from my own experience. You can set absolutely any goal and you can achieve it. But it's going to push you to where you go, I cannot do this anymore. And when you get to that point, you know the next step's the goal achievement. It pushes you, life just works that way. I find it is amazing that anything you set out to do, anything that's significant, giving birth to a baby, it pushes you to where you think you can't do this anymore, and then the next step, the baby's born. And it's the same with goals. So if you get to the point where you think this is not worth it, just take the next step, then you'll get your goal. You must do whatever is possible and cultivate the optimistic belief that all will turn out well. We spoke about being honest about the present and being eternally optimistic about the future. Because if you're pessimistic about the future, that'll prevent you from taking action. So be optimistic. If you want to achieve different results in life, you must change something you already do. If you don't like the results of your current life, Do not try harder to do the same action. Try something different. Now, everybody knows that. Seems so simple. Do you know what? Your natural instinct is to think, if only I had a little bit more time, I could do this better. If that's what you're saying to yourself about anything, I'm saying to you, ask the question, what can I do differently? Do you know what I mean? If you're saying to yourself about anything, if only I had a little bit more time to do this better, or try harder, or make more time, or more effort, the question for you is, what can you do differently? And if there's anything in your life that you're not satisfied with today, I want you to ask the question, what is it that I can change? If you don't change something you do daily, next year will come around and nothing would have changed. And I want you all to have an extraordinary life. So please, if you don't feel like your life's absolutely extraordinary right now, change one thing. What daily action, your daily action taken, your routine determines your results. Number 7, inaction is also an action that will lead to a specific outcome. Who's been in a situation where you are unable or unwilling to make a decision, and in the end, that was the decision? And that did lead to an outcome. And so I always say you have three choices really. You can go ahead, or you can not go ahead, or you can just wait and see what happens. And that's the inaction that will also lead to some kind of outcome. Okay, so number 8 is doing the most important thing in the most successful manner will bring the best and fastest results. And when you look at your list of activities you have to do every day or daily, you know, the plan that you made the day before, often the thing that will produce the best results is the thing that you will procrastinate on and the thing that you don't want to do. So if it's the phone call that you don't want to make, just get yourself to make that phone call. Because only just doing that will produce better results than doing the 9 other things that are easy to do. Number 9, doing anything is better than doing nothing. Because even if you make a mistake, you'll learn. You'll learn something from that experience. And that'll provide a growth opportunity for you. Number 10, successful doing involves thinking, goal setting, knowing what you want, that's really important. Planning, prioritizing, and taking action. Learning from the feedback, going back to your plan, adjusting your plan, prioritizing again, and taking more action. And you keep going through the loop until you've achieved what you've set out to achieve. So finally, I want to say to you with your time, and use your time wisely. Set your routine thoughtfully, and please live your life fully. Live every day, every moment fully. And so one of the ways in which we can do that is to engage in what I call your life's work. So who's realized that working is part of life? You cannot escape from work. Wouldn't it be great if you could do something that took advantage of your strengths and that you loved to do? Do you think that would be better than going into a job every day that you did not enjoy, or that if you're just not good at it? So that is what I call your life's work. You are alive for a reason. Your life is important. You're on this earth to complete your life's work. So what is your life's work? Your life's work is defined as using your unique gifts, talents, and abilities in your field of interest to fulfill a need in the world. What do I mean by that? What I mean is to look at who you are Your life's important and significant. You're meant to make a contribution. Make the contribution that you want to make, that you will be good at making, and that you will enjoy doing. Does that make sense? Do not, if you're currently in a job that you do not enjoy, or you're in a position where you have to make a change, make it. Because your life is too short to sit behind a desk if you don't like being there. Not only that, there are reasons why you should engage in your life's work. And I'll tell you what they are. Performing your life's work guarantees that you will. Number one, work to your strengths. If you work to your strengths, are you good at what you do or bad at what you do? Good. When you're good at what you do you enjoy that more or less? More. Excellent. So, number one, it'll work to your strengths. You'll be good at what you do. If you like what you're doing, or if you're good at what you're doing, then you are passionate about your work. If you work in your field of interest, you'll enjoy it. And you will contribute to the world in a significant and meaningful manner. And you will fulfill a world need by doing what you love. Now, when I say the word need, I don't mean need in the sense of poverty necessarily. I mean everything's a need. The fact that we need to eat every day is a need. And so some people would just love feeding other people. They love food, they love creating great eating experiences, and so the fact that people need to eat and the fact that they love food, those two go hand in hand. That's that person's life work fulfilling a need in the world. Does that make sense? Excellent. So the world is filled with need, and I think there's a need for every person and a person for every need. Now, what makes me sad is when I look around and I see a needy world. And that for me is an indication that too many people are stuck in jobs that they hate and that they're not good at and that they stick with because they don't really know what to do next. And therefore there are too many needs in the world that are not fulfilled. Because is there anyone else like you? No. You are unique. You are unique. So you will do something different to anyone else. The way in which you will fulfill a need will be different to someone else's way in which they will fulfill a need. So I do really believe, and I see this all the time, that if you don't do your job, do you know what? No one else can do it either. And so it remains undone. And that is a tragedy. So let me quickly explain to you the seasons of your life's work, so that you know where you fall. Number one is the preparation phase. Now, there is no time limit to these seasons. They are unique to you. Your preparation phase can be between 18 or 15 or 13 and 60 years. And it's when you are being prepared. So through all of your life's experiences, you are being prepared for your life's work. Secondly, you go to your seeking phase. And this is, sadly, where most people get stuck. So what's your seeking phase? Your seeking phase is when you start feeling dissatisfied, restless, and you have the sense that there is something more for you to do, but you just don't know what it is. But you know where you are is not where you're meant to be. When you're in that phase, you know that your preparation phase is over. And it's time for you to find what it is that you were born to do and to get on and do it. And as I said, some people know when they're 13, and other people never find out until they're in their 60s. That is okay. It is what it is. As long as soon as you enter your seeking phase, you work diligently to find what it is that you're meant to do so that you can start making the contribution that you were born for. And then we go to our defining phase, which is a short phase, because once you know what it is that you're meant to do, you sit down and you write what I call your life's work statement. And it is a statement about the broad direction that you're going to follow. It's a statement about the contribution, your life's work that you're going to do and the contribution that you're going to make. And remember how I said when we spoke about goals, you have a broad direction and then you set specific goals year to year to year? That life's work statement provides that general direction for you. And then finally, the engaging phase. So let's catch up with the PowerPoint and I'll speak about the engaging phase. The preparation phase, preparing. So you grow, develop, and prepare for your life's work. The seeking phase, which is the second phase, it is heralded when you become aware that there is something more than what you're currently experiencing. And this phase is marked by restlessness and dissatisfaction. Want to underscore those? I see this all the time in clients. They become so dissatisfied. And then seeking phase. Number 3, defining phase. Your defining phase is your opportunity to define and write your life's work statement, which is a broad understanding of what it is that you're meant to do. And then the engaging phase. Now I want to draw your attention to this phase. This is the best phase. It's not the easiest phase. Then none of them are particularly easy, but it is fantastic because it's when you start doing what you were born to do. Now, you will never in your life at one point understand exactly what it is what you're meant to do. Your understanding of your life's work grows and develops as you grow and develop. Secondly, for you to fully fulfill your life's work, you have to grow and develop into all that you can be. Through your life's work, you will do that because it is going to stretch you, it is going to push you, it is going to help you expand and grow and do more and be more and have more than what you ever thought you could. Now, while you're in your engaging phase, you are actually in all 4 phases at the same time because you're preparing for what it is that you're meant to do next, your preparation phase. You're also seeking the next goal. So you're seeking what the next contribution will be, your seeking phase. You are setting new goals 12 months out. That is your engaging phase. That's your defining phase, and you're in your engaging phase at the same time. So this is the most exciting and rewarding phase of the process. It is where you actively engage in your life's work. You are uniquely designed for your life's work. If you are not doing it, no one else is either. Have you noticed that other people are not quite like you? Have you noticed that people are different? Every person is uniquely different, and therefore your life's work is made for you. Now let me tell you a little story about when I discovered my life's work. So as I mentioned to you in the first week, I had this love for people, and then I went into fashion design and into business. And then after going to the London College of Fashion and really understanding that I would never be the best at that, because there are people who are way more creative than me, I went back to people, to the love of people. And it's at that point where I said, so I'd studied psychology initially, then fashion design, then went back to people, right? So at that point, I went to my husband and I said, I was in the seeking phase, and I said, I am going to train as a life coach. And at that point, coaching was not mainstream, not many people had ever heard of it, including my husband. And you know what he said? Congratulations? No. He said, Elize, why don't you train as an accountant? Why can't you just be something normal for once?
Did you come up with those ideas at like 6:30 on a Sunday morning?
Yeah, I'm going to be that. So this is, I really want to make this point. You find your life's work, you are so excited. Like I just knew that it was the right thing for me. And here I am saying, I'm going to take some of our hard-earned money and I'm going to train as this coach. And he's like, no, really, that's not a very good idea. And well, he has understood the errors of his ways in the meantime. But the point that I'm trying to make is when you tell people that you are going to engage in your life's work, they're not necessarily going to applaud you at that point. In fact, I've seen many people come to the point where they define their life's work. They are so excited because they've moved through this horrible seeking phase. They've done all the work, they've defined what they want to do, and they're so excited. I'm going to be a blah, blah, and everyone else goes, you sure that's the right thing for you? You know, that's really not very mainstream. You're probably not going to make any money. Heard that? Yeah, you're too old, and all those excuses. Now let me tell you, it's at that point where you need to take the lead. Take the lead and go, la 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 la, for a little bit. So at this point in your journey, you must take the lead. You must back yourself and your dreams and overcome your own doubt and opposition from your environment. Why did I put doubt in there? Because whenever you move into somewhere where you haven't been, fear and doubt come with you. And it's completely normal and completely okay, because with no doubt, there's no courage. So you need to create courage, you need to find courage. With no fear, there's no courage. You need to overcome those by generating some courage, being courageous. And please take this seriously. It's as if life will test your commitment. It's as if when you get to the point, I'm going to do this, and you know it's right for you, that life will just test how serious you are about that. And so if you don't get the initial hooray, happy for you, that's okay. Don't let that deter you. Keep going. Now, secondly, you must earn the right. So there is nothing in the world where you can just step into it and just be that thing. You have to train, or you have to study, or you have to prepare, you have to buy a book, you have to create infrastructure. Depending on what it is that your life's work is going to be, you're going to earn the right first. It's sowing and reaping. You're going to plant the seed first before you reap the harvest. Okay, so when you get to your life's work, you have to prepare. So let's change the word may to must. You have to train, study, volunteer, work free of charge, develop infrastructure, invest in help from others, and give yourself and your resources to your life's work before you reap the reward. And once you do that, and once you start doing your life's work, do you know what the people who said to you initially, don't do that, or that's a terrible idea, or you know you'll never make money, or you're too old, you know what they'll say? Oh, you're really doing well, aren't you? It's fantastic. I'm so happy for you. Because people then start to see your success. They start to see the commitment that you have. And that's when they start becoming enthusiastic and happy for you. And let me tell you, it's worth pushing through to the stage. It really is. Do not listen to the naysayers in the beginning, because as soon as you just start getting some momentum by doing the doing, people will start thinking that you are in fact, doing the right thing. Now, when will your life's work be completed? When you retire? No. On the day of your death. That's honestly what I think. As long as you have a breath, you can do something for someone, you can contribute in some way. You have life's work to do up to the day of your death. Yes, your life's work will change as you change. It's completely normal. It's how it should be. You can become the grandparents to your grandchildren. There's so much you can do. And I always use grandmas as an example. They make such a huge contribution to families and to the world, really. And that's their life's work. And it's fantastic. So irrespective of your age, as long as you're alive, you are yet to complete your life's work. Now, the question is, what's in it for me? So I do my life's work, and I contribute, and I solve a need in the world. And what is it exactly that I'll get? Do you have that question in your mind? Let me answer that for you. So your return on investment will be 6 major personal benefits from doing your life's work are. Number 1, gaining joy and fulfillment by doing what you love. Isn't that what life is about? Completing your life's work adds meaning to your life. Make your life count, find meaning and significance in every day by doing what you love. embarking on a journey that allows you to grow and develop to be all you can be. I want to underline that point. I want to highlight that. There's nothing that will help you grow as much as doing your life's work. It will push you and stretch you further than anything else that you'll ever engage in. And that's much, much more enjoyable and exciting than being stuck in a place where you know that you're not meant to be. And then living with the regret of that for the rest of your life. Embarking on your journey that allows you to grow and develop, as I mentioned. Number 4, clarity, focus, passion, and aim. That's what your life's work will give you, as well as a purpose and a reason to exist. So you'll get up in the morning and you'll feel as if you have a purpose. And that purpose creates amazing energy. It's really a great way to live. Because as I said, you have to work anyway. Wouldn't you want to get up in the morning and feel an excitement in your heart for what you have to do on that day? So again, this number 5 is very important for me. I see this a lot in my work. People focusing on nitty-gritty things that are not important at all. So your life's work helps you to overcome that, because it actually provides something big to focus on, and you don't have time or energy to worry about the little things, and he said and she said and that one did and that. None of that. You don't have time for it. So you just focus on what's important. And number 6 is also very important. So how much money will you make? How much money will you make when you do your life's work? You will make as much money as you're able to create and demonstrate value for others. The more value you can bring to other people, the more money you will make. It's not only creating that value, it's also demonstrating to them that you are contributing to their life in that way. So you are not the only beneficiary when it comes to completing your life's work. The world around you will also benefit greatly. And so can anyone's life work be insignificant? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Whether you are made to be a stay-at-home mom, which is the hardest job in the whole world, I think, or whether you are made to be the CEO of great companies, or the president, or the prime minister, or you help people with their groceries, or you are a teacher, or whatever you are, if that's your life's work, it's all of equal importance, because it's all helping a need in the world. And if it's your life's work, it's significant and important, and it has meaning. So there is a person for every job, every need, and every opportunity. Embrace your life's work. It's important and meaningful. As I mentioned to you before, you will only know as much as you can do in your life's work for about a year or 2 maybe ahead, and a broad direction. And as you move through life and you develop and grow, your understanding of what it is that you're meant to do will develop and grow. But please, be courageous. Have dreams. Think big. Why not? You only live once. So what if it doesn't work? Isn't it much better to aim for the stars or for the sun and get to the moon than aim for nothing and get nowhere at all? But good on you. Good on you, Nikki. You should be dreaming. You should have big goals and big visions. Because why wouldn't you? What happens if you begin to doubt your life's work? When the moment you doubt, when you're actually engaged in your life's work and you start to doubt whether it's the right thing for you, I found that it's about the motive of your heart, the motivation. So the question is, has my motivation changed? Has my motivation changed? When you're engaged in your life's work and you continue to experience doubt, it's a sign that you need to check your motives and motivation. So, and if you don't complete your life's work, do you know what? No one else will. Sad, sad situation. Your life's work is unique to you, and if you fail to discover and engage in it, It will sadly remain undone. We can look around us. Too many people are stuck in jobs that they hate, that they're not good at, and the need in the world exists. If you're already engaged in your life's work, I will still encourage you to write a life's work statement, because it does provide the direction for you. And if you're already engaged in your life's work, I will encourage you to dream big, to go and look at yourself and think, what is it that I can contribute? What is it that I know that other people don't seem to know? What is it that I can help and teach and show and give to other people that if I don't do it, no one else will? I really want to encourage you guys to make your lives count, because it's up to you. I can only do that for me. Each and every one of you should do that for you. And the world is begging for you to do that. The world needs more leaders, more people to stand up, back themselves, lead themselves, and do what they were born to do. And I want each and every one of you to be one of those people. You can discover your life's work by going to my website, is the short answer on how can you discover your life's work. I have a whole process. It's all outlined perfectly on my website, and the web address is in the back of the book. So finally, the responsibility falls to you to discover, develop, and contribute your talents, gifts, strengths, and abilities to those around you. Please take that responsibility seriously. Your life is important and significant. Make your own and other people's lives extraordinary by doing what you were born to do, by doing what you love, what you're passionate about, and what will make the biggest contribution to the world. And that, my friends, is my story. You have absolutely been sensational. I have had the best time on a Tuesday night. Thank you so much for coming out. You've been fun. I'm Elize Hattin. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it.